The disciple approached Buddha, his heart heavy with confusion. He bowed low, seeking guidance from his venerable master. "Master," he began, his voice wavering, "I have labored tirelessly for decades. Now, everything feels meaningless and empty." Buddha listened, his serene presence calming the disciple's agitation. He spoke with a voice that soothed like flowing water. "Sudatta," the Buddha said softly, "fear is born from attachment and the clinging to illusions of permanence." Sudatta listened, intently, his mind yearning for clarity and peace. "Our work and possessions," the Buddha continued, "are like the leaves carried by the wind, never staying in one place." The disciples nodded, their understanding deepening as the Buddha spoke. "To abandon fear, you must first see the truth of impermanence," the Buddha explained. "All that arises will also pass away, as the sun sets and rises anew." Sudatta pondered these words, his heart seeking the courage to embrace this wisdom. "Blessed One," he asked, "how can I overcome the fear of leaving my trade and stepping into the unknown?" The Buddha smiled gently, his presence a balm to Sudatta's anxious heart. His bowls nourished villages and delighted kings. But one day, Buddha said, the potter's hands grew weary. He doubted his purpose, wondering if his work mattered. The disciple leaned closer, captivated by the unfolding tale, his worry momentarily replaced by curiosity. The potter met a sage who saw his troubled heart and said, "Purpose is not in perfection but in service." The sage invited the potter to a forest. They found cracked vessels that still carried water, sustaining thirsty travelers. The sage smiled and said, "Even flawed creations can fulfill a purpose greater than their maker's imagination." The disciples murmured among themselves, reflecting on the deeper meaning of the story. The man realized that his dependence on the river had blinded him to the abundance around him. The Buddha explained. "Indeed," Buddha affirmed, "your journey, though clouded now, holds meaning beyond what your eyes may perceive today." The disciple bowed again, his heart lighter, a spark of hope igniting within the recesses of his troubled soul. To overcome fear, you must cultivate trust in the unfolding of life and its endless potential, the Buddha advised. "But Blessed One," Sudatta asked, "how can I let go of the attachments that bind me so tightly?" The Buddha's gaze softened as he prepared to impart further wisdom. But his journey to understanding was not yet complete. He returned to Buddha weeks later, still restless and questioning. "Master," he said, "I have tried to focus on the present, but my heart continues to cling to doubts and fears." Buddha remained silent for a moment, contemplating his disciples' struggle and the lessons still waiting to be imparted. "Walk with me," Buddha said, leading his disciple to a hill where wildflowers danced in the gentle breeze. "Observe these flowers," Buddha instructed, pointing to the diverse array of colors and shapes that adorned the grassy slope. "They do not compete for attention, nor do they question their place. They simply exist, offering beauty without hesitation." "But what if someone overlooks their beauty?" the disciple asked, his expression revealing his lingering insecurities. "Even if unseen," Buddha replied, "their existence has purpose. They enrich the soil, feed bees, and inspire the heart." The disciple stood silently, gazing at the flowers, their vibrant simplicity awakening a deep sense of gratitude within him. "My toil feels meaningless, and despair consumes me," the Buddha nodded, his expression serene yet engaged. "It is inherent in your being. Let go of the need for external recognition, and trust that your life holds value in ways yet unknown." The disciple bowed deeply, his soul finally finding rest in the timeless wisdom of Buddha's teachings. Their moment atop the hill ended with the disciple's heart filled with quiet determination to embrace his journey anew. "Let me share a teaching through the story of a farmer," the Buddha began, his voice carrying a serene rhythm. This farmer labored diligently in his fields, planting seeds and nurturing them with hope and tireless effort, the Buddha said. Another day, the disciple returned to Buddha, his face clouded with doubt. He bowed low and spoke of his struggles. Master, he said, his voice trembling, I have tried to follow your teachings, but I fear my efforts are too small. Buddha regarded him with compassion, his serene presence steady as a mountain. Doubt clouds the mind and binds the soul. But Master, the disciple continued, what if my light is too dim to guide others or make a difference? Buddha gestured for the disciple to sit beside him. He began to speak, his voice gentle yet filled with wisdom. There was once a firefly who lived in a dense forest. Its light small yet unwavering, Buddha said calmly. One stormy night, the forest was consumed by darkness. The animals cried, unable to find safety or solace. Buddha continued. The firefly, though fragile, shone its light. Its glow became a beacon, guiding the animals through the shadows to safety. The Buddha's voice was calm and steady, like a stream eroding the rough edges of a stone. Turning back to Maha, the Buddha asked, what does the potter's tale teach you? Maha? Maha bowed his head, absorbing the lesson. Even the smallest light can dispel darkness and bring hope. Master, the disciple whispered, are you saying my efforts, though humble, hold meaning I cannot yet understand? Buddha smiled, his expression radiant with assurance. Indeed, your actions, however modest, contribute to a greater tapestry of existence. The disciple bowed, his soul momentarily lightened, though the weight of his doubts had not yet fully lifted. Another day, the disciple returned, his face etched with worry. He confessed his persistent fear of insignificance to Buddha. Master, he said, I fear I am unworthy, that my light will never be enough to make an impact. Buddha gestured for him to join him in walking through the garden, where blossoms adorned the earth in vibrant hues. Observe these flowers, Buddha instructed, pointing to a tiny violet, its petals small yet radiant amidst the taller blooms. They do not compete for attention, nor do they question their worth. They simply bloom and offer their beauty freely. May your journey be filled with mindfulness and the understanding that all efforts arise and dissolve like waves on the ocean, the Buddha said. The disciples bowed deeply, their hearts united in gratitude and commitment to the path of release. Even if unseen, its presence contributes to the balance and harmony of the garden, Buddha affirmed with gentle conviction. The disciple gazed at the violet, its simplicity sparking a flicker of understanding within his troubled heart. Buddha resumed speaking, his tone steady, like the rhythm of waves caressing the shore in eternal motion. Doubt arises when you measure yourself by others' recognition. True purpose lies in embracing your role without seeking validation. Master, the disciple said softly, I wish to trust in this truth, but my heart remains burdened by fear and uncertainty. The fisherman heeded the sailor's words. He untangled his net with care and patience, and the sea yielded its bounty. Master, he asked, how can I silence the doubts that plague my mind and prevent me from embracing my journey? Buddha gestured for the disciple to follow him to a pond, its surface shimmering with the reflection of the sun. He picked up a pebble and dropped it into the water, watching as ripples spread outward in perfect concentric circles. Each ripple begins small, yet its impact reaches far beyond its starting point, Buddha said, his tone serene and steady. The disciple watched the ripples, their gentle movement evoking a sense of calm and an inkling of understanding within him. Your actions, Buddha continued, are like these ripples. They may seem insignificant, but their effects touch lives in unseen ways. Some you may remove, others you may flow around, but none should block your inner peace. The forest grew quiet again. The disciples seated in meditative contemplation, silenced doubt by recognizing its transient nature. and trust in your inner light to guide you through shadowed paths." The disciple bowed deeply, his soul finding solace in Buddha's words and the profound metaphor they carried. "Come, let us continue our journey, for the path ahead always holds lessons yet to be learned." And so, the disciples followed, their steps lighter, their spirits brighter, carrying the Buddha's teachings like lanterns within their hearts. Let your light shine not for recognition, but to illuminate the paths of others. In serving, your purpose flourishes. "Master," the disciple said softly, "your words bring peace to my soul. I will strive to embrace my role humbly." The Buddha replied, "Sudatta, fear is but a shadow cast by the mind. It fades when illuminated by the light of awareness." Disciples closed their eyes, contemplating the presence and teachings of the Buddha in the stillness of the moment. Another day, the disciple came to Buddha, his face weary with the weight of his unresolved thoughts. "Master," he began, bowing low, "I have strived to find purpose and silence doubt, yet I feel burdened by my past." Buddha regarded the disciple with eyes as tranquil as the still waters of a pond. "Your burden binds you," Buddha said. "But Master," the disciple replied, "how can I release what has shaped me? I fear losing myself in letting go." Buddha gestured toward a nearby tree and invited the disciple to sit beneath its shade, where the air was cool. Once, a traveler carried a heavy bag of stones. Believing each one was necessary for his journey, Buddha began. The stones were collected over many years, each representing an experience, a memory, or an attachment. Buddha continued. The forest of Jetavana stood serene, embracing the disciples as they prepared to return to their lives anew. Sudatta rose, his spirit fortified with the wisdom of embracing the unknown, ready to walk his path with courage. "A lamp or torch to illuminate the path," Ananda replied, understanding the importance of light. "Indeed," the Buddha affirmed. The traveler sat by the path, taking each stone from his bag, examining it, and then placing it gently on the ground. With every stone released, his burden lightened, and he continued his journey, freer with every step he took. Buddha concluded. The disciple sat silently, absorbing the metaphor, his thoughts beginning to untangle like clouds dissipating after a storm. "Master," the disciple asked, his voice tinged with hesitation, "how do I begin to let go of my burdens?" Buddha reached for a leaf that had fallen to the ground, turning it over in his hands before offering it to the disciple. This leaf once clung to the tree, its purpose fulfilled in providing shade, life, and beauty, Buddha said gently. But now it rests on the ground, having released its hold, allowing the tree to grow anew, Buddha explained. The disciple held the leaf, its fragile veins a testament to its once vibrant life, now peaceful in its release. Clinging to what once was prevents growth and transformation, Buddha said. Letting go nourishes the soul, much like the fallen leaf. The disciple nodded, tears welling in his eyes as he began to grasp the profound truth in Buddha's words. Another day, the disciple returned, his steps lighter yet still marked by a lingering trace of uncertainty. "Master," he said, bowing deeply, "I have started to release my attachments, but fear continues to hold me back." Buddha rose from his seat, leading the disciple to a river where the water flowed tirelessly over rocks, shaping the landscape. "Do you see how the water flows?" Buddha asked, pointing to the current, its journey unyielding yet graceful in its movement. The water encounters obstacles, yet it does not cling or resist, it adapts, finding new paths to continue its journey, Buddha said. "But Master," the disciple asked, "how can I trust that my journey will continue if I let go of control?" Buddha cupped his hands in the river, lifting water that shimmered like liquid light in the sun. "This water is free. It does not resist being held, yet it slips through my fingers, returning to its journey with ease," Buddha explained. Master, the disciple said, a glimmer of understanding in his voice. Are you saying that letting go is an act of trust? Buddha nodded, his serene expression encouraging the disciple's emerging clarity. Trust in the flow of life and your inner light. The disciple gazed at the river, its ceaseless movement a testament to the wisdom Buddha sought to impart. Another day, the disciple approached Buddha, his face serene yet thoughtful, his journey of release still unfolding within him. Master, he said, I have learned to let go of burdens and trust the flow. But what remains to be done? Buddha smiled, his gaze steady as he gestured toward the horizon where the sun was beginning to set. The journey of release is not one of completion but of continual practice. Each moment offers an opportunity for renewal, Buddha said. The disciple stood beside Buddha, watching the sun dip below the horizon, its light painting the sky in hues of fire. Master, the disciple said softly, your teachings have guided me, yet I know there is much more to learn. Your light inspires others to find their own. The disciples absorbed this truth, their hearts glowing like embers reignited by a steady hand. Carry not the weight of what was, but the light of what is. In this, you will find liberation. And so, the disciples followed, their steps guided by the light they now carried within, burning brighter than ever before. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.